Alright, hello everybody, welcome to this live stream, and I will play the Speed Chess Championship Qualifier on chess.com. And I'm just realizing I do need to close the window real quick, otherwise we'll have some sound issues. So I'll be right back and then we'll get started in 2 minutes. The event is starting and will be 10 games of 3+1. Which means actually that I won't be able to talk that much about the games. And also there was a rating limit, so you have to have over 2500. That means the competition will be incredibly strong. So we'll see how much I can talk about the games, but I really have to focus, concentrate and play quickly, because otherwise I'll be just fish food for these guys. So yeah, just letting you know up front that I won't talk as much as usual. So let's see, we're starting in 1 minute, 100 players, and I think I have 2508, so I'm number 83 in the list. You have to have 2500 to participate in this tournament. And we have some strong players here. Anish Giri is playing. Grishuk is playing. This is going to be fun. All right, there we have the first game. I hope you guys can see it. I hope you guys can hear me well. And let's get started. Kiranka is to move from Russia, international master, but he doesn't seem to be quite here yet. We're waiting for his first move. He's already down 20 seconds, which is a good sign. All right, there he is. So let's get this party going. I guess you can go queen d3. Yeah. Not too exciting after all. I thought I would win a pawn, but not quite so. So he has the bishop here, but I think my position is okay. I have the center with the pawn on e5. Probably around equal, but not much has happened so far. Alright, he castles. I think I should take this. And take this. Maybe play rook d8. Trade some more pieces. Yeah, bishop d5 makes sense. Okay. He has a little bit of pressure for sure of his bishop pair. Yeah, bishop e6 is worrying me. Yeah, bishop e6 is a problem. Well, maybe I can still go g6. Rook f8 was bishop d7. Now rook d7 f98. I need to speed up. And now you can also go rook d7. But is that doing much? That's the question. Bishop b6. Yeah, so I'm losing a pawn. But it would be opposite colored. Okay. Yeah, I'm somewhat tied up here. It's a problem. I have no time, that's also a problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this endgame was more unpleasant than I thought it would be. So here I could not really finish my development. Rook d8, bishop c4. Yeah, maybe this is just unpleasant here. Because bishop d6, rook d1, king e7, rook takes d6 would also not be a good idea. So probably have to look earlier. Maybe I was too excited taking the pawn when it really doesn't give me much. Maybe just bishop h5 here, just completely fine. Because here, yes, white cannot take on d5, of course. Knight takes c2, but after queen d3, I have to retreat. But knight e6 maybe, yeah? Of course, knight e6. Yeah, of course, knight e6. And that should definitely not be worse. Because after knight takes d5, knight takes f4, takes just knight f6 or e6. But anyway, maybe just not take on f3 to begin with, because then it really was a bit unpleasant here. Even though also here maybe knight b4 I was thinking about to force the trade like this. But in all these lines, white has the bishop pair, so he will always have a little bit of an edge and a little bit more comfortable to play for white. So let's see which other games are going on. There we go. Okay. Well, this is busted. Let's see what else is there. Rasmus, my teammate, is trying to win this position, which is winning. The pawn has advanced too far, but still not an easy technical task to do it, but also not an easy task to defend as black. Yeah, queen h5, it's nice. Now the black's in Zugzwang. The rook has to move. And well, but how do you win this? And now you might even advance g3. Yeah, that doesn't help. Or does it? I don't know. Just know that this position was winning. I don't know if it's still winning, but with so little time, it's quite tricky. How do you make progress? He's not making progress right now. King g2, queen h4, rook f3. Yeah, there seems to be no progress to be made here. Tough. Well, now something has happened. Why did he move to rook? But now he's just repeating. Now it's black is playing for win. What is this? He's not repeating moves. It's a bit odd. Okay. So this should be all of round number 1. So let's get to round number 2. And we're playing against Tovio K3. And let's make our first move. By the way, I'm keeping us a little bit of an eye on the chat. Hello to Virus and Miladi Ibrahim. So let's see what this will be all about. The French. Let's go knight back here. It's a little bit of a sideline, knight to d1. That's very interesting, I think. I had this in a game as well already. It's an interesting idea to first play c3 and then c4. And well, actually I don't... Yeah, oh well, we'll see where this goes, simply. I have the square b5 now available for my pieces. But, no, I should not have taken back on c4. That was, that was played a little bit too quickly. The point is to go d5 instead of taking back on c4. I need to concentrate a little bit better. But I think we still have a decent position here. All right, I think I'll castle. Because the d6 square could be used by my pieces. And now, well, I just said it, so can I put a knight there? What's the knight takes e5? Knight takes e5 could be an issue. I don't like this kind of tactics, so let's go here. Just go here. So of course he doesn't want to take, but I don't want to take either. We both don't want to take the bishop because it would help the other side. so it's kind of a waiting game. Could take with the pawn as well. He wants to go knight d4, but if he goes knight d4, I have rook takes c5. So knight d4, rook takes c5 is winning material. So now he takes, and I'll take with the knight. Maybe f5 is an option as well, maybe. Okay, first he has to defend this one. And I also have this idea. I like my position here. Okay, but now knight c4 looks good. And knight c4, he has knight e2. And I would lose a rook, so this is his point. What else? Rook d1 looks sensible, yeah? Knight c2 also looks sensible. I think I'm winning material here, so let's play knight c2. Now he doesn't have knight e2, and his knight is pinned. Ah, it's not pinned. Ah, my bad. I completely missed that the knight is protecting the queen. I guess I'm a little bit out of shape. Oh well. Yeah, this was not a good move then. I thought the queen was unprotected, but now he can just take on b5, which he does not. Okay. Well, I think I like this. So knight e4. Yeah. I thought this endgame gives me a little bit of something because he doesn't have an outpost for the knight, and this is what I would like to make use of. But knight d2 is probably a good move now. Knight d2, yeah. Yeah, that's a good move. Unfortunately. Okay. I think I'll defend the pawn. And now I have to get out of knight f3 check. And now yeah, I'm not better here, unfortunately. Also because my second rank is pretty open. Let's take rook c5. Just a little bit too slow. Well, and also the position looks pretty bad. This is not going well. Oh well, oh well. Well, now you messed up a little bit. but I have 3 seconds. This is just... Oh, that's nice. Oh, too slow, too slow. Okay. Yeah, that was a nice little trick here with knight d3. I couldn't take because of a1 queening. And I was wondering here, but here I could have gone king d4, of course. And he has knight b3, but I can take his rook, which I think gives me a very good... No, this is completely fine. So I don't think he has anything better here to play rook f5 again, when I can go back. And I'll get the pawn, and I should have some drawing chance, even though against the 2 connected passed pawns here, yeah, probably lost as well, to be honest. So where did this go wrong? Well, I think after the opening I was doing okay, but here knight c2 is just going on the wrong path. Yeah, knight c2, I just missed this. That his queen is protected. I'm not sure what else I can do here though. Because he's threatening to take on b5. So I guess I could move the bishop somewhere, but it's also not that promising looking. Yeah, probably black's just fine here. Probably it's just fine. So in the game, yeah, I think this all makes sense. And yeah, I saw this position in my head and I thought, okay, after rook fd1, he cannot double rooks because of his weak back rank. So I thought, okay, I should be doing good if he has to trade rooks and I get the open file. And his knight is kind of loose, but knight d2 is a really important move here for black, when the knight is just very annoying for me. And I cannot really get that active. So yeah, with this position, okay, we got the next game. This position was maybe already a little bit unpleasant. So we're playing against Katerina Lachno from Ukraine. She's not rated over 2500, which is a little bit confusing to me. But of course she's a strong grandmaster, so it's good that she's participating in this event as well. Let's go e6. Wait, did I mess this up already? b5? Was b5 too early? No, I think I can do this. Bishop b7, e5, I take on f3, yeah, that should be okay. It's getting a little bit worried here. Okay, a3, okay, if she plays a3, then this whole thing is not really scaring me too much. Queen e2. I think this is a typical idea, to play g6 followed by e5 and to take away the square first. So for example, now play e5, now the bishop on f3 is really badly placed. Yeah, I wasn't sure where to put my bishop. Yeah, now she's putting pressure on the pawn, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Now knight a5. Yep, that's unpleasant. That's unpleasant. That was not the plan, not the master plan. So you want to go bishop b6? But maybe I should put the rook on d7 actually. Okay, anyway. I don't quite know what she wants yet. That's what she wants. Yeah. This bishop d7. That's annoying. I think I have to give up the exchange. As sad as it is. Power play here, rook d8. It's a nice move. And can I keep on playing here? I can move the bishop, yeah? Tough position. Tough position. All right, I think it's time to resign. Okay, I'll just let my time run off. Being in exchange down against the A-pawn as well just does not look good. So I think the opening went pretty well. However, here I wasn't sure, because if I go bishop e7, which is the more natural move also to keep the pawn defended, then after d takes e5, I thought this bishop h6 move would become unpleasant. And I cannot castle, but maybe this is not a big problem. I could also take for the knight here, bishop h6. Yeah, but what now? What now? I could go for something like queen c4. I don't know, but my king. A little bit worried here because of this bishop. Not sure, not sure. But yes, after bishop g7, rook d1. If I now castle and she goes queen d2. This is a problem. Even though maybe now, well, I could still go knight b6, but again, always when I play knight b6, there's knight a5, which is annoying for sure. Knight c4, knight takes, queen takes. Maybe, but maybe not. Queen takes d6, knight takes e4. Yeah, could be okay, but it's all a little bit sketchy. So, not sure. Somewhere here I could have played better for sure. And then when we had the situation with right here, knight b6. Yeah, knight b6, knight a5, is very unpleasant. I don't want to give this bishop, but here I can't even play bishop a8. And here already my structure is dubious. And here maybe rook d7 would be better. Okay, I played this move. And here for sure I shouldn't go queen c6, I should go queen e7, which I think was my original plan, but somehow then I just played queen c6, and then she showed some nice tactics. Whereas here I think I'm still doing okay. I mean, this is not ideal with the weak pawn on c4, the strong bishop on b6, but well, I think the game continues. Unless she can do something like this. And yeah, but okay, maybe here I can just go queen d6, bishop g4 and f5, and takes, maybe even rook f8 here. Or takes back, queen takes. Okay, this doesn't work. Yeah, all quite unclear, but this is where I had to go, because in the game, after queen c6, I'm lost. Here, takes, bishop g4 is the strong move. All right, so how about we try to win a game? That would be nice. 3 losses. Not a good start, but I knew this would be tough. And I thought, okay, why not play some blitz and have a little live stream here going. So we get black once again. f4. Yeah. Trying to get e5 in. That's c6. Yeah, I think this is the main line here. Now I'm going for a fianchetto. And he's probably gonna try to checkmate me. That's usually what they do here. Okay, let's go b5. Maybe I'll just go b4 anyway. Well, he will do something like this and then try to checkmate me. So let's see if he can achieve this. Alright, I play rook e8, so I can go bishop h8 if he goes bishop h6. He wanted to play knight d5 and then checkmate me on, or get a check in on h7. I could have also gone bishop b7, but I thought why not h6 and g5 here? Because then if he wants to continuous attack, he needs to sacrifice material more or less. I thought. We'll see. Maybe sacrifice now on f7, but I thought this is not dangerous. So let's see what he wants here. Can pre-move this, just in case. Yeah, he does take. I think I'll be just very bold, just take this, because I'm not afraid of knight d5. It's just one check, I thought. Even though this is idea to come at me with queen h5. So this is worrying me a little bit. Some queen h5. This could be a problem actually. Either now or after giving check first. Yeah, I missed this idea unfortunately. It's kind of bad news. Somewhat. I'm not busted, but it's unpleasant. Probably have to move my pawn then. He just takes back. Wow, okay, this is a move I'm happy to see. Because it gives me time to do something. And I think first I'll threaten something on my own. Checkmate. Which should be awkward for him to meet. Rook g1 is not a move he wants to make, obviously, but what else? Queen? Queen somewhere? Then he can't use his queen in the attack. So he gives a check. Now he goes rook to g1. But now I can just take on d3. Yep. I'm sure this is his idea. Queen h5? No. But now I'll take this one as well. And if he goes f6, I can take a knight on g5. Or I could probably take back. So queen h5, he's not threatening anything, or is knight e6 a threat? To knight e6 I can go king g8, simply. I figured. Knight takes g7, I have rook takes g2. And here I can just take. This is too much. Yeah, and he resigned. We did it! We won the game! Yay! Ta-da! Amazing. Yeah, if he took on g7 here, I can take on g2. This would be crushing. He doesn't have a check here. But yeah, I think the critical try for him was to play queen h5 here. Either first give a check, maybe first give a check and then queen h5. Threatening checkmate here. King g8 I can't do, so I think I have to play e5 or something like this. When he can probably take, but maybe I can just take back, in fact. Maybe I can just do this, even though it looks very sketchy. Still, this feels like the way he needs to go. Maybe take back now, threatening f6. But again, I can go, oh no, I cannot go queen c2 now, I have to keep defending the pawn. But maybe I can go bishop f6 here. Well, but now he has knight h7, knight f6. This is looking good for white. So it feels like white should have gone in this direction somehow. I don't know, maybe I can just go f6 and it's okay, but yeah, definitely dangerous for black, I would say. All right. So let's get to other games going on right now. This was a draw. And let's check the chat. What are you guys saying? C complex. Awesome calm defense in this one. Yeah, thank you. I'm pretty calm right now because I'm not really playing for anything anymore after 3 losses. Just trying to play some decent moves here. The stream is a little bit laggy, really. That's unfortunate. I don't really know why on my end. I see my camera is flickering a little bit, but I think that's more the lighting than anything with the stream. I don't know. Sorry about that. All right, which other games do we have? One more game here. CM against GM. Again, this setup. King g3 should do it, yeah? Yep. King takes f2. All right, next round, round number 5. And how's Belgium doing? Belgium against France. That's what I'm wondering. I don't know who scheduled this event today, but right during the semifinals, not good timing. And my opponent's saying, I'm a big fan of yours. Is this some reverse psychology so I won't try to beat him? I don't know, but thanks anyway to my opponent here. And we have the Najdorf, very sharp line potentially, depending on what he will do next. Okay. queen to g3, knight c5. Here I think I need to go e5. I had this in a game not so long ago, last year in October. And in the game I played bishop f3, but e5 is a better way to play this. Knight to e4. I think I should take this one. And now I'll just play queen here. Maybe I could have also played to f4. Because he might have knight c3 as an option. Which wouldn't have been possible after queen f4 because I'm still defending the bishop. Yeah, but he takes, which I'm happy to see. And I think in this position I have some good attacking chances against his king. But let's see how we can do this. Let's just start with bishop d3. That makes a lot of sense. And then try h4, h5 to open him up. Because he's still underdeveloped, so I want to play quickly here and create threats. The knight is guarding c6, so you cannot trade queens. Okay, so he says I cannot take the rook, or I should not take the rook. But what I can do is I can play h5. And if bishop b7, I can go knight takes e6 at the very least. This is attractive. I could also just move my queen. But I like knight takes e6 better. Because if queen g4, he could have taken on e5, play queen g5 check. Now he has to take, I would assume. And take the queen, I take his queen, attack his rook. He doesn't take. Well, maybe I messed something up then. If he doesn't take, this could be bad news. Yeah, that is bad news. But it's quite bad news. Played knight takes e6 a little bit too fast. Seems like nothing to be done here, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty lost. Not just pretty, it's completely lost. I don't have any time. Okay. Yeah, of course, completely lost. So just one bad move here that cost me the game, really. Knight takes e6. First I thought that I could still come back with this. This looks first promising because I take on g6 next move. But here I cannot stop bishop g5, and that just cost me the queen here actually. Queen is trapped. So yeah, knight takes e6 was a really bad move. I could go back to e2, for example. I could also think about queen g4, but here I didn't like that after queen takes e5 he's threatening to exchange queens with check, and I don't think this gives me anything. So maybe just queen e2. Yeah, this would be a most sensible move. Here he could probably just go g5 and close the position, and it's really excuse me, not that clear if I have anything. Maybe I'm not even better here. I mean, just seems fine. This position just seems fine. My attack's over. So yes, b5 is a good move, and did not really find a good way to continue the attack, unfortunately. I could take here, of course, but now if queen a7 is bishop c5, I'm guessing. Well, maybe I could do something like this. Now if bishop c5, I can go knight takes b5. Oh, but actually that doesn't give me an extra square, never mind. No, this would be bad. Here I'm losing my queen against rook and bishop. That would be bad. Of course I could take on f8 here, but I don't think I have any advantage with the two rooks. No, more like the opposite. Black has the advantage. Yes, so maybe black's just fine here, actually, because if h5 doesn't promise me anything, what else could be promising something? h5, bishop b7, yeah, knight takes e6 looked so nice, but queen c8 is really taking the fun out of it. Completely missed that. All right, next game. Yeah, rook d1 complex, good suggestion, but also not that convincing to me. I mean, it seems black will consolidate and should be okay. So the Lekine we have. He wants to go bishop f5, so I go knight g3. I mean, this is really his problem piece in this position. I have more space. So I want to stop him from developing his pieces. That's also why I'm not playing bishop d4 right now, even though this would be kind of desirable at some point. I don't want to trade pieces. Actually, I could have Maybe move this rook so I can play knight e4 at some point, but okay. Doesn't matter right now. Too much. Bishop g7. But now this makes some more sense because, well, I'm fighting for the e-file and he still has his pieces on the original squares. Still needs to get this rook to e8 pretty much, and this will take him some time. The knight also doesn't have too many squares. For example, if he goes bishop d7, I can go h3. And now I'm threatening to win the piece with f4. Maybe he goes c5 now. But maybe I can just move back to e3. Yeah, this f4, he just doesn't have much space for his pieces. That's the problem for him in this position. Too many pieces, too less space. Queen h4. That looks like a good move. Also, bishop takes h3 I have to be aware of. Some ideas here. But I can go rook e4. I think this is a problem for him. Because I can follow up with f4 next move. Pretty much. He can go queen h6, but then I have bishop e3. Yeah, I think he missed bishop e3. If I take on h6 and play f4, he has f5 in the end. But bishop e3 looks very strong. He has to go g5, otherwise he loses queen. And now I can still play f4. Do I want to though? He can go h6. Yeah, I think. How do I want to play this? f4 is committal, of course. But if it wins, it wins. So let's try. The knight doesn't have any square. That's the point. If h6, I can just play bishop h4, I'm thinking. f5. Oh, now I can get the knight here. But I could sacrifice the exchange. Do I want to do this? Let's just do it, whatever. Let's have some fun here, e6. Oh, I missed bishop takes c3. That's uncomfortable. But I'm having some points. Knight takes e4. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Well, it's not that clear. He has queen g7. Unfortunately. Well, but what are you gonna do next? Good point, good point. That's exciting. All right, I could take here. Maybe I should not have done this. Whoops. Whoopsie. Come on, I don't want to make a draw. Oh, this way I'm not going to make a draw. Ah. I can't move that quickly. This is too fast for me. Come on. Ah. Yeah, you win. Well done, well done. Yeah, this just 1 second increment is a little bit too little for me with my mouse. I don't know. Yeah, but this was of course a winning position that I gave away here, which there was no need to do so. Interesting setup here. He cannot get my knight because I'll queen. So I thought I'll improve my position with g4. But now he goes h5. Yeah, and here maybe I can just continue improving my position, because if he moves the queen I can give a check, even though it's not clear how good that is actually, that I can give a check. Maybe it's not that helpful. So this all made sense, but where do I go from here? Yeah, somehow it went wrong already, it feels like. Not sure. Oh, yeah. Oh. And now here, of course, would be a draw. Here also don't need to take the pawn, but yeah, he's giving a lot of checks anyway already. Probably can't get out of it. And now, yeah, I want to win, of course, as always, but this just was not possible. Here I should repeat moves. If I go to c3, he brings the rook in. Yes. So I think I call it quits here. Enough for today. What do you play? 5 games? I lost 4. So that's sufficient for me today. And I don't think my play will increase in the next games. I'm feeling tired and this is enough. Yep. So hope you guys enjoyed this a little bit at least. Kind of not happy that my play sucked, but okay, on the other hand, I cannot really expect much if I don't play any blitz, and I'm not really doing any chess right now because I'm focusing on my studies, so it's okay. And well, I had some fun, even though it's always more fun if you win, of course. So let me see the chat if there are any questions. C Complex says, that was a truly fascinating game. Well, I'm glad you're saying this. So it was interesting to you. And also I'm appreciating the comment by Alice Well, who was one of my opponents, and is expressing his gratitude. All right, so you guys, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in here on Twitch, and I'm out on this one. Enough for me, so hope you guys are having a nice remainder of the night, or wherever you are, remainder of the day. Bye bye.